Purdue from your side of the ball?
I think that we're probably, and I've said this probably a couple times, but we're quite further along than I expected, especially just, with knowing what to do and being executed at a high level. That's been fun. And I think always in the spring, you wish, especially now with in the transfer portal age, I think that your roster depth's never going to be quite what it once was during spring ball, because you lose people to graduation like you always have. And then in December and January, there's also people that kind of lose to the portal. So you probably come into spring, wish you had a little more depth, but I think that's going to be kind of the new norm of spring ball, And so getting creative on how to get through practice will be something you got to look at in the future. But I think that the guys we do have, we got a chance to be pretty special on offense. You know what I mean? And more than anything, like I said, coming out, your wish list is that you have more depth at really all positions. But again, the roster will probably look a lot different in the summer, just like it looks different in the spring than you probably used to. So we're excited about the guys that are here and the potential that we have to do some good things offensively.
Is there a place for a guy like Ben Whitney in your offense where he came in as a linebacker last year, was a blocking fullback mostly, and now he says it with the tight ends? So.
Yeah, first done a good job for us, and again, he's had to go a whole lot of reps all spring, and probably do some things that he probably didn't initially think that he was going to be asked to do, but he's done a great job of it, and that's the thing that I think that. Really, for all these guys, I think the key is the more you can do, the more valuable you are, and the more versatile you can make the offense. And so he's done a great job of that. As, like I said, of being available and knowing what to do at a couple different positions, and then also understanding that when it's time to go try to bang on something, he's got to do that at a really high level, and he's done a good job of it. So Furt is like I said, he's been a joy to coach all spring. He's done everything we asked him to do, and he moves pretty well. Like I said, if you just look at him, you might not think dude, he's athletic. He has really soft hands, and so he's done some good things for us. And then in the run game, he's obviously been physical and done everything we've asked him.
How beneficial is it for you guys to go against a defense that was one of the top in the country, if not the top in the country last year, and just have to go against them every single day in practice? How much better has that made you guys?
Well, I think it definitely helps, and where I think it really helps is at the quarterback position. They can get to some different coverages from non-traditional looks. You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, it forces the quarterback to be really disciplined with his progressions and his reads and having his eyes in the right spot and stuff like that. And you can't sit there and just know pre-snap exactly what I'm getting and kind of you truly gotta progress, and you gotta read it, and you gotta, like I said, make some post-snap decisions. And I think that's one of the reasons that they've had a lot of success defensively is because it's Walt always says that we're playing against the quarterback and not the coordinator. You know what I mean? We can give it a very similar look and then make the quarterback make the decision post-snap. And so, like I said, I think it's really good training for all our guys, but particularly that position, to have to be disciplined and not guess and not make pre-snap decisions that get you beat. So it's been good for us. Like I said, I think our guys have handled it well. I think what we do offensively, we don't try to overcomplicate it or make them split the atom or anything like that. So a lot of it's reactionary, and so they got to attack what they see and at all positions. And I think they've done a good job doing that.
So you think the simplicity on both sides of the ball, obviously, you think that makes it easier for a portal guy to come in and get up to speed real quick?
For sure, I think it makes it easier for any guy to come in. But I've had success. I'm playing with a lot of true freshmen quarterback, and that's not easy to do. It's not easy to play play at this level and start true freshmen. I've had Mason Fine do it. He did it at a pretty high level. Keaton Slovis played at an extremely high level as a true freshman. Jackson Dart, and those are talented players. But they also, like I said, I think what we do allows them to get a ton of reps and get a lot of confidence, and allows them to play early. And so, whether it be an older kid or a younger kid, I do think on both sides of the ball that if you have the ability, physical ability to do it, we can speed up the learning curve and give you an opportunity to contribute at an earlier than a lot of schemes.
I know you're going to say you need to get better at everything, but is there an area that specifically, when these guys leave Saturday, that you'd be like, hey, we've got to get a lot better at this before we come back in the fall?
You know, I think really, to be honest with you, I think it's going to be like position by position, what we kind of need to get better at. You know what I mean? And like that's something we'll give them on the way out the door, and some of it will be like individualized for each player. We'll also have discussions with you know, each kind of position group as far as like, hey, this is what we did well, and this is what we have to get better at. You know what I mean? And, you know, just like off the top of my head, like when we run like mesh concepts and stuff like that. Understanding the difference between man and zone, being tight on that with receivers, you know what I mean? And so there's some very simple things like that I think, you know, that putting a lot of it on tape and having so much tape from the spring, and then pointing it out, it'll allow them to, you know, they'll see it, and hopefully we'll be better in the fall because of it. But like I said, I think at each position group, there's going to be things that we got to improve on, and we'll identify those, make it aware, and hopefully be better day one of fall practice than we are this coming Saturday, because that's always, you know, that's what I tell them our goal is every day. Like, we got to be better than the last time we were out here, you know, and so if we continue to do that, then we give ourselves a chance to be really good this fall.
Does your workload increase or decrease after spring ball's over? Because then you've got to assess things, get in the portal, everything else, and I mean, your job doesn't end ever, so.
No, it never stops anymore. Yeah, especially with the portal is crazy, and you hit the road to spring recruiting, so, you know, probably hours away from home definitely increase just because you're going to be on the road some. Workload, you know, it's probably about the same, like physical workload, but hours away from the house definitely go up because we'll be traveling the world and trying to identify more talent and trying to make us better every day. Like I said, with you know, to me, when it comes to college football, like, you got to recruit at a high level, you got to play football at a high level. You know what I mean? And the better players you get, the better coaches you get. It's, you know, like when you got some really good players, it's a little easier to be a good coach. And so half your job is trying to identify those players and then convince them to come play for you. And if you can do that, you give yourself a chance to continue to move the program forward and improve every day.
A couple weeks ago, Coach Walters talked about Hudson Card's ability to create a home run with his legs. Have you been surprised by his ability to not only escape and kind of buy himself time, but actually be able to break off maybe a 20, 30, 40-yard run?
Yeah, you know, I think that if you watch Hudson State from Texas, like, obviously you see a lot of talent, you know what I mean? And before we signed him, you know, we watched every play he ever had at Texas, I think, and evaluate it. And like I said, you see a lot of talent, but he's definitely exceeded expectations for all of us, I think, you know, and from a throwing perspective and from an athleticism perspective, you know, he's kind of a rare combination of like elite throwing ability with like true athleticism that can like beat you, you know what I mean? And usually you kind of got to give one to have the other, and he kind of has a rare combination. And if he continues to improve and do things right like he is right now, like I think the sky's the limit for a guy like Hudson. And so he's definitely, like I said, probably exceeded our expectations from throwing the football, from processing, and from an athleticism, like what he can do with his feet standpoint. And you know, he is so athletic, like, you know, yeah, he can hit the home run with his legs, but he can also like move and extend plays to create home runs throwing the football, walk down plays, you know, like, and that's, I mean, it's hard to reproduce as an offense. Like, you can't call plays to that, but also for a defense, you can't prepare for that either. You know, like, you can't prepare for when he gets outside the pocket, extends plays, and now it just turns into backyard football, and he's out there throwing home runs. Like, that's pretty fun, and he has the ability to do that.
Anything else?
Thanks, Grant.
Yeah.